Hi, Yvette. Thank you so much for joining the Mommy Resume for our second season of Parenting Profiles. Today, we're so excited to get into your testimony and to understand how your journey was towards parenthood. I know that your story is so important because it lends a voice to women, especially in the Ghanaian context and the African context, where a woman's value is intrinsically linked to being able to bear children. So let's start by tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get started.
Okay, thank you so much, my dear friend Egui. I'm Yvette Ampofo. I'm an insurer by day and then a baker by night.
Oh, wow. Yes.
Yes. And then I have 3 kids now. I'm in 3-month-old triplets now. Yeah. And then I work with my husband sometimes. He's into chemicals. So I'm his PA. So I multitask. I do a little bit of everything. I'm an entrepreneur and all that. So
wow. That's impressive. You wear many hats and you have triplets. That's just amazing. Superwoman. In the flesh. Thank you for telling us a little bit about yourself. Tell us now, when did you get married and how quickly did you and your husband try to start having kids?
Okay, I got married December 2012.
Okay.
22nd December 2012. And I think we did nothing to prevent pregnancy. We didn't really mind if we got pregnant right away. We didn't really mind. So, I mean, we did nothing to prevent it. So we were expecting a baby 2012 babies. Whether they came or not, we were ready for them. So we didn't really have a time frame.
So when did you then start to notice that you may be having a bit of a challenge, since you didn't have a particular time frame, you were not doing anything to prevent it, but I'm sure after a while you were expecting that something would happen. How long did it take before you realized that maybe there's a challenge here?
Yeah. So, in a typical Ghanaian community, as soon as you get married, it's like the next day, everybody's looking at your stomach like, is she pregnant? Is she pregnant? Is she pregnant? So I think we started to notice, I think after a year, nothing happened. And, when you go, even in the office, when you go to the office, you're like, oh, I have a headache. Then everybody goes like, are you pregnant? Are you pregnant? Are you pregnant? That kind of thing. I decided to visit my gynae because I think after a year, if nothing happens, I mean, you need to check up. There's something wrong. So I think after a year, that's when I decided to see my gynae to check up if there was a problem, because we were having, unprotected sex for a year and nothing happened. So I was concerned.
Naturally.
Yeah.
And so once you did see the gynae, what did you find?
We found nothing, though. He requested that I came with my husband, and then he carried out so many tests, and then he was like, oh, you're fine. There's nothing wrong. Just keep trying. He said, if after 6 months, if nothing happens, come back. I'll just give you something to boost it up.
Okay.
But apparently there's nothing wrong, so just keep trying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was our first attempt. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And how did that advice, or how did the doctor's words sit with you? I mean, did you feel better to hear that there was nothing wrong, at least at the time? Or would you have much rather known that, okay, this is what it is and this is how we're going to fix it? Like, how did you receive his counsel?
Okay, a doctor is more like your God. So the moment you go to the doctors and then your doctor says, oh, you're fine, you are so relaxed. You're like, okay, if the doctor says I'm fine, then I'm fine. No worries. I mean, no worries at all. Yeah. So that was okay with me. I was fine. I was relaxed. I didn't really care what people. In an African community, once you get married, the first day or the next day, they start looking at your stomach. Womb watchers, like, so but one, just keep doing what you're doing. But if after 6 months nothing happens, come back.
Okay. So did you go back then? In another 6 months?
No, I think I got pregnant. Yeah, I think 6 months, yes. I went back 6 months. And then I think after 1 year, 7 months, I got pregnant with my first.
Okay. So you were like, okay, we're in this, we're in the business. I mean, we've gotten into the race, you've gotten pregnant after, a year and about. When did you encounter further challenges?
Okay, I think with that, I didn't even know I was pregnant. I think people around me were just having dreams, like someone will call, I had a dream you were pregnant. I had a dream. I was at work. So a friend of mine called from the UK.
Yeah.
And then she went like, I had a dream you were pregnant. And that was like the 5th person telling me. So, yes. So I had a pharmacy shop just around my workplace. I just bought a test, just went into the bathroom and just checked. And then I saw 2 red lines. I was like, what?
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, so I didn't even know I was, Africans, we believe in such things. It was true, so I couldn't even wait to tell my husband. So that day we bought about 10 test kits because that was our first, and then we checked, we were happy. Yeah. The next day we went to the hospital to check, we were happy. We did it, everything was okay, very fine, we were happy. And then I think after about 6 weeks, I started sporting.
Okay.
Yeah, I started sporting. I reported it. They gave me some medications or like bed rest, all that. And one morning I just woke up and there was blood everywhere. And then we lost that. That was our first year.
That was your first loss. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask an obvious question, but tell us about, how you felt about, experiencing your first loss.
I was disappointed because to me, it was my first. And I didn't even know I knew there was a miscarriage, but I didn't think it could happen to me. Yeah. So I was a bit disappointed in God. I was like, God, I've been praying about this and now it's happening and you took it away, Yeah. I was disappointed, I cried and everything, but everybody around me was like, don't worry. And that was even the worst things people say to you.
That was the first of, I imagine, a few losses. Tell us about the journey from that first pregnancy to now your triplets. It's a long journey, I'm sure.
So from that, we had 7 more.
Wow.
7 more miscarriages. Yeah.
Wow.
From 20, I got married in 2012. My first pregnancy was in 2014. And then from then, it's like every year, there's always a miscarriage. Every year, I had to go to the theater for a D&C. I had to go through it over and over and over and over again. So you can just imagine the heartbreak. You are so, you're so happy, you're excited, and then all of a sudden, it's like something is taken from you. Like, I mean, the emotional, it was it's just roller coaster. You're happy today, you are down tomorrow. And so with this, from that time, we've had 8 more miscarriages. So this pregnancy was our 9th one.
Hey,
our 9th pregnancy. Yeah.
Wow.
And with this very one, we did not even pay attention to it.
Wow.
My dear. Wow. We did not pay any attention to it. we were not even excited when we,
You're probably scared to be excited again.
No, I mean, it was nothing new. It was nothing new to see two red lines on a stick. It was not about seeing two red lines on a stick anymore. I mean, that was nothing, because you've seen it a couple of times. So the question is, am I going to go through this again?
Yeah.
So then we did not pay any attention to it. Not at all. We were not even, how you get excited when you see two red lines on the stick. It wasn't, it was nothing to be excited about. I mean, it is there. If it's there, let it go. Let's see how far it will go. We are not going to be too excited and then get disappointed.
Yeah.
So if it's there, it's there. So we paid no attention to it at all.
And that stuck, huh? See how God works.
Yeah.
So then tell me, Yvette, you 9 pregnancies. The 9th one, finally, that stuck. But 8 disappointments, really. What was your source of encouragement? I mean, I can imagine your excitement at the beginning, but by the 2nd, 3rd one, maybe, I would have been like, done. How did you keep trying? How did you keep your faith? Were there people or sources of encouragement for you? What role did your faith play, for example, in the process?
Okay, so my faith played a major role, because if I didn't have faith, then I wouldn't try it at all. I would not have tried, but I was determined, and then I had a strong support system.
Good.
If I say I had a strong support system, I really did have a strong, my husband, he supported me throughout, he supported me, my mom, my aunties, my friends. I mean, people say friends are not good, but for my friends, they are like my siblings. So I was everybody's baby. Like everyone was concerned. Let me just put it that way. And then they supported me through and through. They were so supportive. Prayer was the key. I was, there's this book, Supernatural Childbirth.
Yes.
I used that book a lot. I prayed with that book, and then it kept my faith was, if it wasn't faith, let me tell you something, Avery. With this 9th pregnancy, my faith played a role. I was just listening to a radio, and then this preacher just preached. He said, if you want a baby, just go to the baby shop and then buy the clothes, the number of kids that you want, just buy that number of clothes, and then believe in God and keep praying on it. So I just drove to the junction in my neighborhood, and then I got 4 clothes. I got 2 girls and I got 2 boys.
Oh wow, you were not playing.
So that's faith right there. That's why I say faith played a major role. So I just got those 4 clothes, like 2 boys and 2 girls, and then I just hung it up in my closet. So every morning I pray, I talk to it, I speak to it. I speak to it. I'm like, it was like a ritual. Every morning, every evening, I was speaking to those clothes. Sometimes when my husband is laying in bed, I just put the clothes on him. I'm like, talk to your children, and then he said, I'm like, this girl, what's wrong with you, or whatever. But it was just something I was doing and hoping that God something would happen, because at a point now my faith played a role, but again I lost hope a bit. Yes, I didn't think, I don't want to say I didn't think it would happen, but there were doubts, like, is it going to happen? So when, that kind of thing. So
did you ever get to a point, Yvette, where you were like, okay, maybe children are not for me?
Yeah, I mean, yes, we got to that point. We thought of adoption.
Yeah.
We thought of so many things, and I think I had even called one of my friends who works with a social work to inquire about adoption, because I think my mom was like, oh, if you do that, God will bless you. Adoption is a good thing.
Yeah.
But you would have to think it through, let it sit well with you. It's a whole lot of thinking, difficult, I mean, long, hard road. It's not a joke. I didn't think I'll get emotional, but I think I'm getting emotional over.
That's fine. That's fine.
Thinking about it. I don't know how I did it, or I don't know how I got to where I got to, but I think it was just my faith, praying all the time, listening to, getting myself busy. That is it. I was always busy. I didn't even want to, give room to idleness. But one person, I was working as an insurer by day, work a 8 to 5 job, and then I come back in this heavy traffic. I'm so tired. Sometimes I'm so tired, but again, I have orders to bake cake for people. Just to keep me occupied. It got to a point. I know I sent you pictures of my cake. You're like, oh, you're doing well and all that. But within me, sometimes I didn't even want to do it.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to do it, but it was just something to keep me sane, something to get my mind off it. Right. And I enrolled in school. I was doing a professional course to charter as well. I wrote a paper this morning.
Yes.
I'm an affiliate of the Chartered Institute of Insurance in Ghana also.
Congrats.
So, yeah. So I know. I just had to keep myself busy. I think those are one of the things that I did that helped me.
Now let's talk about, like, obviously it's clear to me that you wanted to have your own child, and that's why you tried so many times. But there's also this other aspect of the societal pressure making you want to have a child. So there's one bit that's just like, I want to have my own baby. My husband and I want to have a baby together. But then there's also all these people, I imagine, who are asking with every cough and everything, are asking if you're pregnant, expecting you to be pregnant after several years of marriage. How did you manage that stigma? I think that's probably the most difficult thing, especially in Ghana or in Africa, where, like you said, immediately you get married, you're expected to be pregnant.
They're watching. They're watching. If you gain a little weight.
You get through that. And what did they do to you? I'm sure. Tell us some stories. I'm sure there are many.
Yeah. I have so many stories to what people did to me.
Yeah.
In fact, I remember, I think the first year of our marriage, we went to church. And then I was with this other lady. She's also a TTC mom that's trying to conceive. They have a temporary PTC. So she's also a TTC mom trying to conceive. So we were working together. We are Sunday school teachers, actually. So we had just closed. I didn't mention that I'm a Sunday school teacher as well.
Oh, wow. You do everything. You do all.
So I was working with her, and then this person from nowhere just came up. I'll speak her local dialect, but I'll translate it.
No worries.
She was like, "Mo polite, Jojo. Munya na munwo. Munja life on na munwo," which literally means both of you girls are fashionistas. Like, you love to dress or look good too much. Stop all this fashionista stuff and then get pregnant.
Just like that. Nobody asked nobody.
In the church.
In church.
In church. So that was our first encounter.
I'm sorry.
With all.
How did you take the first one? And that was even earlier on. So I don't know how
it was like the first year in our marriage, and we didn't even really care. What we were just having our fun, just taking each day like every day. So easy. Experiences at work where one of my former manager was like, we use our salaries to pay school fees, meaning I do not pay school fees. So what is my problem?
Oh, wow.
And then he said, like, what do you use your salary for? We use ours to pay fees for our children.
I can't even believe it. Sorry.
Yes. And then I had this person in church, like, she kept, every time she sees me, oh, still, and she just looks at my stomach, oh, still.
Oh, my goodness. Kidding.
Yeah. And she looks at me, oh, why? Aren't you working at night? Like, keep working at night, But, oh, still, like,
sure.
So I started hiding from her. So every time I see her coming from afar, I would just dodge or something, because I didn't want her to ask any questions. And
oh man, yeah.
I have had so many things. People will go like, "What are you waiting for?" As for young women of today, you only want to, like have so much time on your hands to do whatever you like. And then, I love to upgrade myself. I didn't want to just sit, cry, and wait for a baby.
Yeah. Yes.
So at every point of my life, I was upgrading myself. If I did my master's, I did a professional course, I took courses in my cake. Like I went to cake school. Like I was always doing something.
Yeah.
And just to keep me occupied. And then they go like, stop the school, stop what? When they, maybe they just ask, what are you doing now? I'm like, I'm going to school. They're like, what is the school for? Stop all the school and get a baby.
Oh gosh.
I have had so many that there are instances where close family, like sometimes people you're close to, it got to a point where when people had babies, they don't even tell you anymore. They don't tell you anymore because I don't know whether they don't want you to feel bad, but if you don't tell me, that's when I feel bad.
Yeah, then it's like there's something to be hidden.
There's something to be hidden, Yeah. People stopped inviting us to outdoorings and naming ceremonies and christening and all that. And those people are close people that that, this person just had a baby, or so many instances that really, really, or probably you go visit someone, they don't want you to see the baby,
Really? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, wow.
So at a point, I stopped going for people's naming ceremonies because then when everybody sees you, next year by this time, and you know how when it's Christmas, all the messages you get is
about, either getting married or having a baby.
So you are always the prayer topic. Like, it was just too much.
Prayer topic.
It was coming from all angles. Everybody sees, we are praying for, just pray for me. Don't tell me, like,
don't announce.
Don't announce it. Like, my mom had her share of all this. Yes.
I imagine, because there'll be indirect stigma towards her. And your husband, I imagine, as well, probably. Poking fun. Did it affect your marriage in any way? If you're willing to share that. I mean, I can't imagine you're a young couple thrust into marriage. Marriage is already something to figure out. Then you're happy with yourselves, obviously. But then the external pressure.
There were no direct confrontations.
Okay, good.
No, but sometimes you know that there is pressure.
Yes.
You know, maybe your husband goes out, comes back, and there is a little, you know, that someone has said something out there. You know, there were no direct confrontations, but you will know that someone has said something.
There's tension.
You know, there's tension.
Yeah.
There is sometimes there is tension. And you being the woman, knowing that you have to make it happen. Like, I am carrying it and it is not working. Like, so automatically you think, okay, so this is my fault because I'm carrying it and it's not sticking, and it's not every time it comes out, every time what's going on. So it's like the whole pressure is on you. But my husband never gave me, I mean, like I said, there were no direct confrontations. So but sometimes there's pressure, and you know that, Charlie. You just want to give him a child and make him happy.
Yeah.
Yes. So, it didn't really affect. I mean, we prayed. As for prayer, we've prayed together. He supported me. He's been amazing.
Amen. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you say that, I mean, given people say that, you know, when you go through hardships with someone, it strengthens, it can, if it doesn't break it, then it strengthens the relationship. Would you say that having gone through this together, having prayed so much together and had faith together for this outcome, on the other end, has maybe strengthened your marriage in some aspect?
It has. It's brought us closer. I mean, we just look at situations as if, oh, this is easy. We've been through harder ones. This is nothing.
Yeah.
It will get better. This is nothing at all. It will get better. I mean, it's been a hard work. I mean, from those womb watchers and their funny comments, like
I can imagine. And you already kind of told us that because you had gone through so many disappointments, when the final pregnancy happened, you guys didn't put too much emphasis. You didn't celebrate at all. When you found out, tell us about when you found out that you were having multiple. So not just one baby, but many babies, because God is just amazing.
Yeah.
Were you frightened? What was your reaction?
Okay, so this was not the first time with multiple. Most of those pregnancies I had lost.
Oh wow, you've been through a lot.
You know, I'm a twin. You know that?
That's true. You did mention, yes.
Yeah. Yes. So multiple is kind of like normal in my family.
Yeah.
But twins actually is common in my family. But triplets, I'm the first.
Yes, new one.
Yes, it's actually new. So some of these pregnancies that we've lost twins. We've lost, I think 2017, we lost triplets. Actually, yes, 2017. Yeah. So multiple was not a surprise. We were not surprised to have multiple because we've seen that. We've seen twins, we've seen triplets, we've seen singles.
Wow. So you've seen it all.
We're just hoping and praying that this will be good.
Yeah.
Again, we did not pay too much attention to it because it looks like the moment we start getting excited, something bad happens.
Yes, I can imagine. So then that must have been a tough emotional journey, the last pregnancy, because you know that naturally, yes, you should be excited about having kids, but then you're scared because of what you've been through. And then you find out that you're having multiples. Okay, not altogether a surprise, but there may be health implications, Were you ever nervous?
Yes.
Frightened about, the possibilities that things could really go wrong.
You had that, that fear of seeing blood.
Yes.
Because of that, I don't like red stuff. I don't know if...
good to know.
Seriously, I don't. Because there was always a fear of seeing blood, every time you wake up, you check yourself. It's like you're always checking. Hey, let me check.
Mm-hmm.
You're always on your toe. I was frightened. I wouldn't say I didn't pay too much attention to it, so I was not frightened. I looked to every appointment. I just can't wait to do a scan to see that everything is going on well. I just can't wait to go to the doctor's office again for him to tell me, oh, we are fine. Your babies are doing good. You are okay. We were like kind of walking on eggshells.
I can imagine. Eggshells is right. Yeah.
So, because it's been a long time, like so hard. For me, every time going to the doctor's office was like, God is God. I think God, the God we serve, He is a good God. He is a good God because
Amen.
He took us through. Every step of the way, He helped us, gave us people. And when you're praying, I think I prayed about everything, from the doctors, from the midwives, from the security men I will meet on my way, walking through the gate. I gave nothing, no chance. I prayed even for the cleaners in the hospital, this is where my African thing comes in, like spiritually.
Yeah,
You pray for everything, like.
And did that affect your eagerness to share your news? Because I imagine,
I did not share my pregnancy news.
Yeah.
I did not share it because of my experiences. I didn't want to share the good news, and then later on I called to say, oh, you know what? Oh, I lost, that kind of thing. I had been through so many times. So with this very pregnancy, we kept mute. Apart from those in my office, that's, and they have, I have had one of my episodes right in my office. Oh. Like I said, the last one before this one happened in my office.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they have seen it.
Wow.
They rushed me to the hospital. So they were very, very careful with me when they realized I was pregnant. They were extra nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. That is how this one, they were working hard. They didn't want any stray. Everybody was on their toes. And they kept it a secret. They did not go telling our other branches, oh, if it's pregnant, if it's because no, it was a big deal, and they understood that, and then they just kept it that way. Lockdown helped a lot, we didn't have to go out for people to see. A few people saw, those who saw maybe in a supermarket, I'm going to get something, somebody will just bump into someone, and then the person will see. But we did not share our pregnancy news. There was nothing like baby shower.
Yeah. I get it.
We had nothing like that.
Yeah, I can understand.
I wanted to have a miracle in our hands
before
then we can share the good news.
Yes.
Have a feel of my babies, and I know that, oh God.
Yes.
Then we share our good news. So
yes.
I guess people were offended after, please.
Whatever, you can't win with that. So now that you're a mommy of 3 beautiful children, how does it feel? Was it everything you imagined it to be? Has it been difficult? Has it been what have you felt? Tell me everything.
Well, all the emotions, mixed up emotions. When you want to have a baby, you don't even think of the sleepless nights. Nope. You don't think about that. You only think, oh, my beautiful baby is coming out. I'm going to play with my baby. Baby will eat and baby will sleep, and that's it.
Oh, yes.
So I think I did not really think about, the difficulties or the challenges I was going to have having triplets. I'm humbled. It's been humbling. I'm so fulfilled.
Amen.
I'm happy. I mean, sometimes when I get so tired and then they smile to me,
Oh,
it takes away all the, and I'm not sleeping and all that. So it's everything I hoped for, but the challenges are the sleepless nights, baby A feeding, just when you want to lay your head, sleep a bit, then baby B is up.
Yeah.
Then baby. So it's stressful.
Yes.
But I mean, I'm so grateful to God. I'm so happy, this has brought so much.
Yes.
It has brought so much joy to the family, everybody's happy. God is faithful, and then I'm happy He's answered my prayer. When you are in that situation, you go like, is this ever going to end? I think with this pregnancy, I think when I had the test kit, I think the first time I saw a very kind of like thin line, and then I tested again, and then I saw nothing. I think there was a problem with the test kit. My heart just, I was literally angry. I was angry with my God. I was angry. So I told one of the mornings, I told my husband he should just lay his hands on me and then pray for me, because I can't do this. Like the disappointment. I think I was just getting that I had enough.
You had enough. Yeah.
The disappointment. I was like, pray for me. So he laid his hands and then he prayed, and then after he prayed, I gathered some courage and so I prayed. I have never prayed like that before. I told God, December, we are 8 years in our marriage. Okay. Is this the plan you have for us? Is this what you want? Is this the God we are serving? Do you want people to mock us all the time? Like every time is disappointment. Like I asked God questions. I'm like, God, December we are 8 years, and before that 8 years, you need to speak. You need to act.
Amen.
Because I cannot take it. I can't take it anymore. I know I've tried. I've been a tough girl. I've been so tough, pretending. Hey, I'm fine. Hey, it's nothing. Hey, I'm a multitasker. I can do a lot of things at the same time just to hide myself. But I was broken. I was broken. I just told God, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
I can't do this anymore. It's either you do it by December. By December, I need to see something. And that day, I was so angry with myself. No one had done anything, but I was so angry. My mom called me that morning, and she called. He said, Yvette, how are you doing? And I was so rude. For the first time in my life, I was so rude to her. She was like, what is going on? Then I told her, I'm tired. And she said, oh, don't worry, God will do it. And I'm like, let him do it, because if God will do it, he should do it. What is he waiting for? I mean, and I'm tired with everybody telling me God will do it, God will do it. When will he do it? He should act fast. Because I can't. I've gotten to that point. I was just tired. I was just tired. And that time I was even pregnant.
You were hormonal and you didn't know.
I think I was just in my element.
Oh, wow. That's what is good. So now that you've scaled this trial, because this is your breaking point many times.
I reached my breaking point many times.
What advice would you give somebody who's going through a similar situation? What words of encouragement would you share, having literally been through it yourself and knowing how, platitudes can sound? Like, when people say, oh, don't worry, it's going to be fine. Like, what do you mean it's going to be not fine? So how those platitudes sound. What would you say then to the people who are going through what you're going through?
Well, my advice, especially, first goes to the spouse. I think be a supportive husband to your wife, because she is going through so much. She might not even tell you. Sometimes we just put up a face, a hard face just to protect your wife from outsiders. Guard her with all your heart. Because that's when people say so many things to the men, protect your wife. Just protect and keep encouraging her, because those things help a lot. That if your husband is by your side, then nobody can say anything that will really get to you.
Yes.
So for our spouses, I think the advice I'll give is love your wife. Sometimes it's difficult.
Yes.
Because if you're going through something, it's difficult, but you should try, pray together. Pray together, lay hands on your wife, pray over her, just prophesy whatever you want, prophesy, encourage her. And to the womb watchers.
This is a new term I'm keeping, womb watchers. Wow.
If you're praying for us, just pray for us. Don't tell us you think you are just trying to encourage the person back. It takes the person back again. So I do not have a child. So someone is praying for me for a child. The emotional trauma is just too much. Just pray for the person. Don't keep telling the person, I'm praying for you a year by this time. I know there are good things you're saying to the person, but it goes a long way to remind the person of their pain. It reminds them of their pain. And there are so many questions people should just not ask. When you go through those medications, treatments, medications and all that, you look bloated.
Yes.
And those medications, they work on your emotions. You easily get angry, you can cry, you can, don't just see someone and if I'm bloated, don't ask, are you pregnant? Please, don't let those things come out of your mouth. You just keep quiet. If she's pregnant, you will know, it will come out. Okay, and to our sisters in love or whatever, who are friends, please don't treat us any different because we don't have children. Just be loving and be normal. When you have children, don't shy away from us or don't hide your kids from us. So now that you have a child, what is the difference? You make them feel bad and you take them 3 times back. It's easy to be depressed. I'm telling you, you need to handle these things so well. If you don't do that, you will just sleep. And to TTC mothers, trying to conceive mothers, occupy yourselves. Don't just wait. As you wait, upgrade yourself. Take a short course. Do what you love doing. If it's something not related to what you do, you can diversify. Do something new, something different from what you do. It might not be school, it might be cooking, it might be makeup, it might just do something just to take your mind off. Don't just wait. Upgrade yourself, keep yourself occupied. By the time the babies come, you would have achieved a lot.
One thing that we did forget, and I want us to just touch on really briefly before we wrap up, is the treatment. What treatment that you had? So I know you went to a doctor and he said come back again, and then of course you had lots of miscarriages along the way. Did you have to have fertility treatments? And TTC moms, fellow TTC moms, what that's like and what they should do, perhaps.
Okay. So I think for the 8 miscarriages, out of the 8, about 4 of them I had treatment.
Okay.
4 of them came naturally.
Okay.
Yeah. And then 4 of them I had treatment. This one also came naturally. A lot of people think that I did IVF. I did not do IVF.
Wow, isn't that's amazing?
So yes, I did treatment. I did have treatment.
Yeah.
Like there are so many treatments.
Yeah.
It's either IUI or they just give you some medication just to boost you. You might not even go through IVF or anything. They could just give you something small. Don't just sit and pray. You pray and you follow up. Go to the hospital, take your medication. God can do all things, but you need to go to your doctor. I mean, this treatment, they come heavy. I mean, emotionally draining, financially draining. This journey is just too much because you are emotionally down, you are financially down. If you're not conceiving or baby is not coming, don't stop. Because I never stopped trying. I kept trying. I kept taking medication. I only stopped taking medications when one of the doctors in one of the hospitals just made me feel it will never happen.
Oh, wow. Wow. Really? The doctor himself?
The doctors are like, oh, so have you done this treatment? Have you done that treatment? Have you done this treatment? I said, in a different hospital. I was like, yeah, I've done all that treatment. Then he was like, if you've done this, then a doctor.
Oh, boy. Okay. Clearly, there's more to unpack here. But this has been really, really, really good.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Please, and have fun.
Yes. Why not?
Good. Don't be depressed. Don't be too depressed. Cover the depression with makeup.
Put on the foundation. Yeah. Contouring and everything, you know. Don't mind those naysayers who tell you not to dress up because you can't have. Can you imagine that? That's very upsetting to me. Anyway. Thank you, girl. Thank you so much for sharing.
This has been wonderful.
And we will continue our discussion.
Yeah.